In this video, we will use sinusoidal functions to solve problems, that is, sine and cosine functions. Here we have a reasoning question. Research how the sine function can be used to model ocean waves. Now, sine function starts from 0 and it goes up something like this, you can see, and it keeps on repeating itself. The ocean waves also can be modeled the same way because they also have a certain interval. It'll come up, down, so we can use sinusoidal, because they share the same behavior and they both repeat themselves after consistent intervals. Here we have a real life situation problem. An anchoring cable exerts a force of 500 Newton on a pole. The force has the horizontal and vertical component f of x, f of y. Always x relates to the horizontal component, y to the vertical. The function f of x is given over here, 500 cos theta. Describe the relationship between the angle theta and the horizontal force. What are the amplitude and period of this function? Same thing with the second one, relationship with the angle and the vertical force. The function is generally given for cosine. It's f of x is equal to a cos bx. Now we have seen this in the previous video as well. The same thing, but let's write according to what they have given us. F of x is equal to a is 500 cosine function, b is 1 because they have not written anything, theta. And there is no midline, there's no plus or minus anything. Now from this, we can easily find the amplitude. They want the amplitude, it is 500. The period is given by the formula 2 pi by b. The b value is 1, so 2 pi by 1, it's 2 pi itself. So the period is 2 pi. What about the next function? It's the same thing, isn't it? Because the amplitude is 500, that's a, and there is 1, so it's 2 pi. Both the functions have the same amplitude and same period. Now here I've written 2 pi, but it's 360 degrees because pi is 180 degrees, 2 pi is in radians, in degrees it's 360. Now this is the actual method to do it, taking magnitude, but you don't need to do all that because this is question number 14, just choose the correct answer. Another similar problem is there. Here the function is given y equals 60 plus 25 sine pi by 60. Now what is this 60? 60 is the k value. In the previous problems we had the formula f of x is equal to a. Now since it's sine, I'll write sine b theta plus k. This is the actual standard form, right? Now this k value is 60 over here. They have told t in months and t is 0 corresponds to April. Okay, it starts from the month of April. Models the average high temperature in degree Fahrenheit. Okay, this is about temperature. Determine the period of this function. What does this period represent? Let's find the period and then what is the maximum high temperature and when does this occur? Okay, we need to find the maximum and we need to know where does it occur. So let's find the period first. Let's substitute the formula here, the given equation, sorry, here. It is 25 sine, b value is pi by 6, t plus 60. Now then, what we do is, we will find the period, that is p is equal to 2 pi by b. And the magnitude of b, but it's just the positive value we have to take. 2 pi by 6, cancel this out. This goes up, it is 12, right? So what does this number represent? This is the time. It takes 12 months for the cycle to repeat. That is what it represents. After 12 months, you will come back to the same position. I mean, next year, April 15, the temperature will be the same. So now let's do the second part. What is the maximum high temperature and when does this occur? Now there are different methods to do it by finding the maximum value over here, adding it up. But I feel the best and the easy method is just doing it in the table. Because we know the period, we can find the values, x and y values. Now, always see the period, 12 divided by 4. What is this answer? 3. So this is the step. Yeah, 3 is the step. Now why did I write this? I'll show you now in the calculator. Let's go to mode 7. This is the table method and let's type the equation as it is. You can type it directly like this. It doesn't matter whether you rearrange it or not. So I'll just type the question, sine pi, that is, now here please don't use pi, use 180 degrees, because my mode is also in degrees. Just use degrees over here, because pi it will be a bit confusing. The unknown variable is t, that take it as x, alpha x. You don't have to write the multiplication sign, just alpha x is enough. Now here, why I wrote this and not this function? Because if you're in the exam, it's only this part. So you directly take the equation. If there's no option A, only option B is question B is given, then directly put the equation in the calculator, press equal to. You're not supposed to get this. Most of the models don't give this. But if you get this, just ignore that, press equal to. And where do you start? Always at 0. And where do you want to end? I know at 12, it will be one complete cycle. It will come back to its original position. So I'll take 24. Starting is at 0, end at 24. Let me have two cycles. After choosing this 24 end, we need to choose the step. See, when you press equal to, you get the step. Step is always the period divided by 4. If you divide 12 by 4, how much you get? 3. Why 3? Because then you will have a proper understanding of maximum, minimum point and the between points. Okay, so always remember period divided by 4, the answer over here is 3. If any other period was there, if it was say 8, then divide by 4, it would be 2. So that is what, sorry, over here divided by 4 is 3. I will type in 3. And now you get understanding of the graph, how this moves, how this works. So at 0, it is 60, then it goes until 85, then it comes down to 60, then it goes down to 35, 60, it's fluctuating. You can see over here, the maximum value is 85 here. So I can easily tell now, the maximum is 85. Now, when does this maximum occur? When does the maximum occur? If we go up, when was the initial maximum occurring? After 0, the x value is 3. At x is equal to 3. Now, let us make sense of what this is. The x value is basically over here the t value. That means when the time is 3, over here time is in months. So, after 3 months from the initial, at 0 we have 60 degrees. That is in April 15th. After 3 months, that is April, May, June, July 15th, you will have the maximum of 85 degrees. Then it will fall down, it will go down, again it will come up, again the maximum repeats. Because sine graph repeats itself, isn't it? The first maximum we get is in July, after 3 months. So this is what we understand from here. See the maximum value over here, maximum eye temperature is 85. When does it occur? It occurs 3 months after the initial. That means over here, April is the initial month. So 3 months after that would be July. So that is how we solve it. Let's go through the sample answers. Here they have told it's 12 months in a calendar year. That is when it starts repeating itself. That is period. And then over here they have used the intercept method, but just try to stick with the table method, because in the previous video also I taught you the same method. It's easier. And you can see this means the maximum eye temperature, it's 85 degrees Fahrenheit, that's the unit, occurs 3 months after the initial April. That is in July 15 that occurs. That is what it is. Another similar problem, a cyclist pedals at a rate of 6 rotations every 5 seconds. Whenever you see these, let's write the period. This is the period. 6 rotations are happening at every 5 seconds. 5 by 6. Always remember this. Seconds will be on top. I think so in the previous video itself, we had a question 1 by 30 or something. In 1 second, there are 30 rotations. Same way over here, there are 5 seconds, 6 rotations. That is how we write the period. Directly write the period, it's 5 by 6. Seconds divided by number of time you're rotating. In 5 seconds, so many rotations are happening. The motion of the pedal is circular with the radius of 7 inches. Now, this motion is circular 7 inches. Now, this is, if you do it in a sine graph, it goes 7 up, 7 down, 7 up, 7 down. So, this is how it occurs. Now, what you can do is directly take that as the amplitude, 7 up and 7 down, isn't it? So, amplitude A is 7. And the closest the pedal gets to the ground is 4 inches away. When you cycle it out, the ground is how much away? It is 4 inches. Okay, this is not at all joining graphs. These are two separate graphs. If this is the pedal, there is 4 inches away. So this is to find the midline. So the midline K is equal to, we have done this formula in the previous video as well, A plus this height, right? That is 4. So K is equal to 4 plus 7 plus 4, that is 11. The midline is at 11. The closest the pedal gets is, yeah, that's done. Write the function h of t that models the height of the pedal in inches as a function of time t seconds. Assume the pedal starts at the highest point. Now that means you're not starting at lowest point, highest point. We will take the cosine function. So I'll write the function over here. F of x is equal to a cosine bx plus k. What do we need over here? A is known, 7, cosine function. What is b value? Period is known. B is equal to 2 pi by period, that is 5 by 6. So take the 6 up, it will be 12. You can put this in calculator, the numbers. It will be 12 pi by 5. That is the b value, 12 by 5 pi. We will write x as time because they have clearly mentioned this is h of t and this is time t plus, what is the k value? 11. So that is the function. It's very simple. Please refer to the question number 13 video because in that we have done the similar problems. So that must be the answer. Where is the answer? Here. 7 cosine 12 pi by 5 t plus 11. Now there are different ways to do it. Over here they have done the same thing. Found the period, then you can find b value, find the middle k value, amplitude, substitute. Here, another interesting question with some tables over here. Functions can be used to model the wave patterns of different colors of light emitted from a particular source, where y is the height of the wave in nanometers and t is the length from the start of the wave in nanometers. What are the amplitude and period of the function describing green light waves? Okay, they have told just find the amplitude and function. It's very simple, just the green light. Over here they have given for different lights all the details. Now we will just do amplitude. A is directly 200. Magnitude of 200, which is 200. What is the period, right? So B value is known over here. So period is equal to 2 pi by B. 2 pi, the B value is the coefficient of T, whatever is over here, divided by pi by 260. Pi cancels and this goes up. It will be 502, 520. Just multiply 260 by 2, it's 520. The unit is already given, both are in nanometers, so it is nm. So period, after 520 nanometers, it keeps on repeating this particular color, green color. Now the next question, this is it for the question A. Second one is this: the intensity of the light wave corresponds directly to its amplitude. Which color emitted from the source is the most intense? Now the intensity is directly related to amplitude. That means the amplitudes are there, right? If there is high amplitude, then it is high intensity. Which is the most intense? Just see over here, which is the maximum? It is 460. It's LO. LO is the most intense. If they ask in the exam least intense or the lowest intensity, that would be blue color. You should just see which is maximum, which is minimum, and tell the answer. Then the color of light depends on the period of the wave. Okay, the period is very important for the color. Which color has the shortest period? And the longest period. Okay, so you have to find the period for all the functions. We just now did this, right? Use the formula, same thing. P is equal to 2 pi by B. Here it will be B is pi by 350. Solve it. Again, solve it for orange color, yellow color. The same second part which we did for period must be done for all the colors, and then see which is having the shortest period and the highest period, the longest period. So I'll just go to the answers for that. Over here, the amplitude is 200. It's nanometers here as well. They have clearly mentioned it, and it's 520 nanometers. And then what about the B? We told yellow is having the highest. Yes, it's yellow. And what about this period, you have to just solve for all the periods. We are the answers, and then check which is the highest period. The highest is 700. Red is having the longest period. The shortest is by violet color. So you can see violet is having the shortest, red is having the longest period. A problem about swimming: as Kazuo swims a 25-meter sprint, the position of his right hand relative to water surface can be modeled by the graph shown over here, where y is the height of the hand in inches from the water level and t is the time in seconds past the start of the sprint. What function describes this graph? This starts from the beginning, that's 0, and it goes up, so I can easily tell it's a sine graph, isn't it? Sine theta. But we have to just write the equation of the graph. What's the amplitude from 0 to over here? A is 8. What's the period? From here it keeps on going until 2 point, what is this? It's 25, I believe. It's 2.5, sorry. 2.55, everything, so on. So period is 2.5. Just find the b value. B value is 2 pi by 2.5. This 2.5 is what? 5 by 2. You can use it in calculator. So it'll be 4 by 5 pi. Now just substitute in the equation. Now there is midline, k value is 0. So that's fine. And now f of x is equal to a sine b theta. A value is 8 sine, b value we found out to be 4 by 5 pi theta. Oh, yes, sorry, it's t. In terms of t, they have clearly mentioned in the question. Over here, you can have x, it's fine. This is the general form because I have. Okay, one important thing. If I have f of x, I have to write x over here. If I have theta, I have to write theta. These two relate to each other. Now, here they have told y of t because they have mentioned this diet, and this is in terms of t. That is the equation. Let's look at the answer. It is 8 sine 4 pi by 5t. Yeah, it's the same answer what we got. For the question 14, exercise 33 and 34, that's the last two questions in this video. Please scan this QR code or click on this link and watch the explanations, because the entire detailed explanation for both of these are done in the previous video. This link is for the question number 13 video. So you can see this was already done. If you have watched all the videos in ascending order, then you might have already seen this. The detailed solution is over here. So please use that QR code and watch the explanation over here, and this one. And the last one is over here. So that's the end of this lesson. I hope you have understood it thoroughly. If you have any doubts, please do post them in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you very soon.